Hello dear everyone, happy Friday. Here's a little boosty bonus on floor work with props. At Boost this week we are working on, or the theme is called Friends with the Floor, and the goal of this week's Strength Flexibility Dance sessions is to make floor work or level changes or anything in between those two more accessible to dancers of any level. Over time, I've learned some tricks from martial arts and from ballet that make it easier to come down to the floor and get up again from the floor, which are the two most difficult things. Once you're on the floor work is not that hard to do actually, and I want to make it a bit more accessible to everyone. And I figured doing this with props, the ultimate challenge, because you have no hands to help you, that will be something great for a bonus that also may be useful for other dancers. So welcome if you're here. We will warm up a little bit, and while people are checking in live here, I'll show you some tricks on how to pad your knees for practice. Two things you can do. One is pad the floor, add a yoga mat or stack some yoga mats on each other, or a Pilates mat, it's a bit thicker, plus maybe a towel on it. The more paddy, the easier, and the easier it will be on your knees so you're not all bruised. Second thing you can do is to pad your knees, or you can do both. And if you don't have knee protectors, the ones for skating can be a bit obstructive to movement. These are ones that I made myself. I also showed my boosties in today's session. These are two shoulder pads and a cut up sock. This is the heel part, and I just put this around my leg and I have a beautiful knee protector. If you don't have this, but you have pants that go lower than your knees, what you can do is what I usually do in the dance class. I roll up, but flat, not round. I make flat folds, and the area you want to protect is right below your patella. That's the one with bruises for me because of Taekwondo. There, right there, where also they test the reflex, that's the most sensitive point. If you have some padding there, already your life will be easier. And the third tip, thank you Jane, one of my boosties came up with this. She has these long burlesque socks that she rolls down instead. If you don't have that, you can use leg warmers. I think everyone has leg warmers, yes? At least I grew up in the 80s, I'm born in 79, you can do the math. So I have leg warmers also for ballet. If you have leg warmers, you pull them up a bit higher than usual so they don't fall down, and then you roll down flat the top instead, so you have the thickest part, the padding, right under your knee. Okay, it's a bonus tip if you want to practice level changes and coming down on the floor, coming up again without hurting your knees. Let's warm up a bit because I'm already cold. You need to warm up your hips. Mostly, if those are nice and mobile, then the rest of this class will be easier. What else you need? Some yoga blocks, maybe something to hold on to, just to get up and get down easier. Props. 3 props we'll use today. A veil. Silk veil, maybe. That's one I use, but chiffon will work also. Fan veils for the brave ones. You can choose. You can do, if you are able to come down to the floor and up with no hands, you can dance with 2 fan veils. If you still need one hand to come down safely, you can use 1 fan veil to dance with and 1 you can tuck. So you still can use both. And third option is, I'll show you all of them, wings. How can you do floor work with wings? Yes. Let's warm up a little bit, very quickly, just one song. Welcome if you're watching. Shake out your hands and your wrists to make handling the props easier. And then make little circles with your lower leg to warm up the knee joint, but also it moves the hip joint at the same time. So rotate everything out very loosely and in. Add your ankle as well and your elbow all at the same time. Now add some shoulder and hip on top of that, or just 2 beautiful arms with a figure 8 with an E. Boosties, you know this from the dance session. Let's add a level change to that. A scoop and up like slow motion running. Yes, you should feel this hip warm up nicely. Now try something else. Hold something for balance if you need to. Knees straight in front. Rotate from the standing hip. You'll need that later. Yes. And then step back and push up, change sides. So I start with a little sway, a figure eight with this knee. Arms also waving to start. Let's circle, 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 the ankle and the knee and the elbows, and then the whole leg with beautiful arms. Reverse the arms, keep going. Now bring the knee in, up as high as you can. The higher you can bring up the knee, the easier it is to step back and rotate from the standing hip. You'll feel your glutes waking up. Let's do 3 more. 2. The last one, you rotate outwards. You step back and cross, a little dip and a little push. All right, shake that out. Let's begin. We need one movement to come down to the floor as easy as possible, or up, and then if you can do that, you can use props and floor work. So the key is finding what works for your body and how you can practice this. What we did in Boost is 3 different things, but for this bonus session I'll only focus on one of them, and that is a mix of the Turkish sit-up, which is a name I made up, and the swan dip, which is something from ballet. So what you want to do is try to step back as far as you need and go in a lunge where the back knee goes straight down. And you don't have to come all the way down to the floor, but this is what you need to start. So square your hips, step back. I'm on the balls of this foot, and I bring the weight to the back leg instead. So biggest issue I see with most students is they try to come down in the front because you're used to doing this, but for dance and to make it easier actually, you want to strengthen the back side. So you bring the weight to the back foot and the back knee goes straight down and up. Practice this every day and the get down will happen. What we also played with in Boost is giving yourself some help. So stack some yoga blocks or a little chair or a stack of books, and you come down here so you can rest, and then you get up again. That's phase 1. For dance, the tip from my ballet teacher was if you rotate, if you turn out your legs, so I don't step back straight like we just did, but I cross behind, not only does it look better, but it uses your joints in a different way, giving you extra momentum to get up and extra support to come down. So this may be tricky and heavy on the joints and the legs, but if you cross back, that's why we practice this, you cross back, let me show you from here, you cross back and this leg, this foot is straight, I turn my hips there, I put my foot not close but a bit further, and then I shift my weight to the back leg, so I'm not here, I'm on the back leg instead. And you may be able to get lower than before. Let me know if yes. So from here, lift the foot, turn away from the audience, cross back, not too close, step back a bit further, and then bring the weight to your back leg. So this knee is behind you and this foot is turning there. It should give you a bit more support. Don't worry if you cannot hit the floor. Go over your mat and use blocks if you need it. Now the trick from ballet, the swan dive. You know Swan Lake with the swans sitting down and doing this? That's how to make this more doable if you cannot get down straight. High on that. So, and after that we'll get the props. So if you need something, this is my sofa. Let me show you. Our sofa is here. If you need your furniture to hold you, you can use a wall or anything that cannot fall over. Don't use a chair if it can tip. But you can practice this curtsy get down. So rotate and bring the weight back and hold something, and you can maybe touch the floor instead. If that works, then later you can try less pressure and then with no hands. Now the option from ballet, the swan option, I have to go on my mat so it's more comfortable. From here, if I notice I cannot go any further, I sit back on my foot instead. And then I shift the weight to the front, to the knees. So from this side looks like this. I start straight on, I rotate, I sit back straight. If I cannot go any deeper, I go over the foot instead. And now it's like I'm kneeling. Now I can, with control, holding something if needed, put the knee down and add the second leg. And I am on the floor. So that is my journey. To reverse it, to get up again, step or come up first, then step, then turn out this leg so it's not straight. This will be difficult. Turn it out and bring the weight on the back foot, the back foot, the back foot. If I go to the front, I'll be leaned over. If I stay on the back, it looks more strong. And that way I will have better balance. Okay. Yes, hi Johanna. Yes, it takes a moment for Facebook to show you that I'm going live. Let me show you one more time from the other side so you know what to practice. If it doesn't work yet, not to worry. After a few sessions, it should get easier. So I'm here. Make sure you have something to hold for balance if needed. I will lift the foot, turn out, step back. Try to come down on the back knee straight. If you cannot go further, sit back. And then land softly. I'm having my hands in front for balance, but I can also hold something. Once you're here, you can choose. You can flip your foot flat and sit back like swan lake. And here, and come back up and dance on. Or you can decide, I want to do full floor work, then bring both legs in and sit. And you'll be dancing here and maybe here. But the trickiest part, the hardest part, is to get up with no hands and to get down with no hands. Once you can do that, floor work with props is yours. So that's why practice this separately. Let's add a prop. Let's add some veil. No, sorry, fan veils first. Fan veils first because with fan veils you can still use one hand. If you're not sure how to get down but you need a hand on the floor, it still looks beautiful if you distract with the other hand. So what I usually do is I tuck, let me check for hands, check that you have the right fan veil. I tuck over the opposite shoulder. This is my lefty fan. I'm left-handed, so left will be my support hand. The other hand is for fan veil dancing. And I may be here. If you don't want to come down to the floor all the way, you can use the curtsy as a way to add a level change. So my feet do the same as before. I turn, I step back as far as I can safely do. This is your warm-up, but also it can give you a very light feeling and still beautiful level change. You can turn and then come down and up. Or you can stand and dance and come down and up. Very beautiful, yes? And I think doable for everyone. Right, now for the brave ones, use something to hold, to practice coming down all the way. I just held my sofa. And if this works, you can sit on both knees and do beautiful circles or waves, or you can even do a seated down peekaboo, or you can have both fans out. Once you are down, you're free. Yes, you don't need the hand anymore, and you can do both fans also, and maybe on one leg, maybe on the other. If you can get up with no hands, from here you can get up, but if you need a hand to get up for practice, you can start with one fan. Go near to what you need to hold, turn out the front leg, put under the back leg, push from the back knee, And there you go. So you use your environment. Okay, that's my fan veil. Let's try this with music. Let me switch hands, so it makes sense to do it again. And we have to go to the other side. Let me know if you try this and how it goes. Also let me know if you've ever done floor work or level changes with fan veils. So curtsy. Try to go to the other side. Very nice, you can bring the fan down with you. Or you can bring this up. So you have more options for leveling. Now try. Let's try all the way down. You can even hide yourself. If you need to do this, you can hide yourself behind your fan. Come down however it works. And voila, surprise. Or you can use a big flow and come down at once. Or you can do the turn. And use this other hand for balance and for distraction. Once you're here, you can grab the other fan and hide that. Open it, and voila, surprise. One leg in front, bring it back in, the circle, with the hips and the fans, little flop on the leg. If you feel like it, and you can do it, you can sit down. But if you need one hand for that, you keep this, use this hand, distract with the fan, and you can sit down. Legs. Come up again. One leg in front, choose which one works best for you. And if needed for practice, go near something for helping you up. And now you have done floor work with fans. This one is very strengthening. You might feel it in a couple of days, so be sure to stretch a bit after that. Okay, sip of water, and then we'll try with veil. One of my favorite intros with veil and floor work uses this movement also. Yes. Thank you, Nancy. So if you like this, you can share this video later. I'll keep it up for free in the Facebook group, and I'll also post it on Instagram, but later. I have to cut it first. Just so hopefully more dancers will explore floor work. I think it's so beautiful and powerful, and I would love to see more people do it. I have a full hour free tutorial called Fearless Floor Work that has more strength exercises based on what we do in Boost, and also some stretches you can do afterwards. And I'll add a link here in the comments and in the description, in the email if you see this via email, in today's newsletter with the full hour class.
I'm not sure I understand.
My watch doesn't understand. With the full hour Fearless Floor Work class, it's still available. That if you would like to do more, you can. So for veil, I use this sitting down and then getting up with one leg as an intro. And what you may have seen this before in one of my dances. So what I do is I sit here. I've practiced a lot of coming down and getting up. I sit here just like this. If this doesn't feel comfortable, you can also sit on your feet. And if you don't like that, you can also just kneel. Or you can start this on one knee, however you like. So you come on stage and you sit down maybe to here, and that's fine. This also works. So what I do is I have the veil around me like a jacket, and I open so you don't see my feet, and then I dance like this, and I come up and down, maybe use my hair, and then for the second part I am already up like this, like we just did, but with my back to the audience. And then when I come up, I make sure to turn out the front leg, so I have this spirally momentum, which makes it easier to get up and not straight. So that's what's happening behind the veil, because you will not be able to see it. I'll show you with the veil. So if you can do this Turkish sit-up, then you are able to do this intro also. It's all in the legs, it's all in the legs. So you sit down, however you can also grab something for balance, for practice, gently. If you can, you sit down all the way, but make sure that your feet are under the veil, otherwise they will distract. Like this, or you can be like this, or you can be like this with one knee up. So you start like that, with shoulders. You can do some hair, maybe shake over the hair, open, lean to the side with snake arms, maybe accents, and then you can go up all the way. You can rotate, all the things you can do without actually coming up. And then when you're ready, you put up one leg, turn out the foot, and you'll be in this half turn. So we'll do that with music. It's I'll just use the same song. Music doesn't matter, you adapt it to what you have. So I have the veil behind me, nice and tight. So if you have your hair up, you can show the shoulders, or you can do your hair over one shoulder. Hi Karen, hello, hello. So like this, and then you make your way to the floor. If you are in the middle of a dance and you want to come down, I suggest floofing the veil and then coming down with the veil in the same timing. Also it's really nice. So there, shoulders, over the shoulder, lean, open the veil, to the side. Snake arms with a little flick, the wrists, or both, or you can close and open, and back, or up, rotation, that's really nice. Maybe it's easier to have one leg up already. Rotation with the veil flick, and then when you feel ready, you come up, and voila, you can dance. I'll show you the getting down again. But first let's try some curtsies. Curtsies. Deep curtsies. Deep curtsies. Or with one hand. One hand. And if you like, you can do a slow turn. And then you step out and look like this. So I start with one leg in front and then I turn. A slow turn. And sit down. Outside the same slow turn, step out. And keep the rotation going. If you're here, you can bring the leg in. You can do accent here. And use your hands for balance. And grab the bell again. Or if you're strong, you can do both hands. And then get up from where you came. No music left. Hi Sabine, hello, hello. Alright, so that's veil, have a sip of water. And I'll show you my final, yes, we have time, my final prop idea for floor work, and that is wings. Yes. If you don't have wings, what you can do is take two silk veils. I'm saying silk because it is easier to tie it than chiffon, it will stay better. And you find where you would hold your veil, like so. You make a bunny ear. This is one veil, this is the other veil, and you tie them together 2 times. 2 times. And then you can put them around your neck. And you have a cape like wings. So you can make your own set of wings with 2 same size veils also. But if you have wings, of course, it's easier. Let me put them on. Wings and floor work is the same as fan veil and veil, but it's easier actually because, as you can see, I don't have to hold my props. I have my hands free, so I can use one hand or even two hands to push myself from one position to the other when I'm on the floor, and also to get up. So if you are a beginner for floor work, but you have wings, I think the wings, which we're doing last, would be a great place to start. And then you can work your way up to fan veils, because then you have one hand free, and then to veil because you have no hands free. So that would be, I would suggest the opposite order of what we did today. So if you have wings, a very beautiful thing to do is similar to what we did with the veil, is to have your back to the audience and just open the veil. Doing that while you are sitting. So if you're sitting here, also make sure that the feet are not under. If you're worried that your feet will be visible, you can come down slowly and step forward or slide forward a little bit. Then your feet are always hidden. And from here, if you make the veil round, looks nice already, you can come up, my living room is too small, and do flutters. And this already looks beautiful. Wing up and down. Or you can do rotations, like we did with the veil. Or you can bring it up and behind you before you step up. So this way you have a nice progression coming up. To come down, curtsies look really nice with wings, and you can use that, or the stepping forward and turning transition like we just did. Because of the wings, anything you do with turning slowly and gently coming into this cross kneel will look beautiful because of the fabric that goes around you, like a vortex, like a spiral. So simple is beautiful. You don't need to do much. Practice the lunge, coming up, coming down, and you're free to dance with wings and floor work. Let me know if you're doing all three, which one you like best, the fan veil, the veil, or the wings. So I know, doing a bit of polling. Let's start just dancing, moving slowly, little turn, little waves, and I'm going to step back in my curtsy, bringing the arms up and down with my feet, or the opposite. As I step down, my hands go up. I think that one's even more beautiful. So I step down, the energy goes up. If you feel you can do this, you can step back, bring the weight back all the way, and sit. And voila, you can do floor work from here, if you like. If you need your hands, you can drop your wings from here and go into smooth floor work. Just letting your wings be your cape. And then when you get up, bring your hands behind your neck and slide them down, and you can go back to your wings again from there. So that's one option. One option is a bit sneaky, because you come down with the prop, but you do the floor work without the prop. So that's, I would say, a beginner option to do. I just kind of lost my stick. Let me find it again. So this, if this happens, put your thumb under the outside of your wing and glide, and then you'll have your stick again. I haven't practiced this in a while, but that is how I find it. Second option, what we just did, is the lunge, and then I turn into it to sit down. And this you can transition from a slow motion turn. I'm going to step out and gently sit. Voila. Swings here, you can have one leg out and pretend you're doing the splits, but I'm actually just sitting with a leg long. Or you can do the back. It's not a back bend, but I'm just sitting and looking up, and then I fly up. All right, that is my tips for flow work with props, fan veils, veils, and wings. Let me know. Let me know if this was helpful. As always, feel free to share this in your stories and on Facebook or Instagram, wherever you find it. It's free for everyone, so share it to spread the love. If you would like to study with me online, if you're not a boosty yet, I am teaching one more season this year, 2022. It's about finales, how to end your dancing style, but it's also strength and flexibility, like the tips we did today, and a different dance theme for 12 weeks, spread across end of August to December. So it's with breaks in between, and you get to keep the recordings forever if you sign up. I'll have the sign-ups up soon in August. I don't have them up yet, but if you want to, sign up for my newsletter and you'll get a reminder when you can join me next year. I am not teaching workshops live yet. I have decided to focus on Boost only for at least one more year, because I enjoy teaching Boost from home so much. It gives me more time with my husband, but also more time for me to learn and study. And also I can just give more, I think, online, because these are things that I don't get to teach in workshops at all. And it is something I think useful for dancers of any level. Everyone needs to work on maintaining their strength, or opening up mobility, or maintaining their mobility. I think it's healthy, and and I love doing it so much that is what I'll be focusing on. So next year, if you want to study with me, Boost is the way to go. The theme for 2023 is props. So I'm doing a bit of a preview already, and it will be wings, double veil, veil, fan veils, but maybe also a bit of poi. I will for sure have a guest class with my friend Alana, and maybe other things also, like stick. I haven't done props in this intensively in a long time, and I'm feeling like itchy. I want to share more. So next year, fully dedicated to online teaching, and the theme will be props. Strength, flexibility, dance with props. Yes, I can't wait. Thank you, Hannah. Johanna is saying, I love it. Prefer wings and fan veils. Tend to sit on the veils since I'm the smallest one of my troop. Yes, yes, yes. Let me open up to read more. I need to sit down for group creations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Johanna. And thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much. If you see this even later, thank you for being here. I love sharing stuff online. I think it's...
Sorry, could you...
it inspires me also to see others work. So hopefully this will be like my contribution to the dance community. I wish you a beautiful weekend. If you signed up for my newsletter this week, I will be sending one later today, and I'll be over on Instagram for my weekly K update, telling you about my experience with the floor this week. I had an encounter. Yes. Thank you so much. Much love to you all, and yes, I wish you good mood, good health, and good mojo for the coming days, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.